Landslide victory! 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 Landslide victory!
And there
4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years!
Who are you from? Who are you from?
4 more years! 4 more years! 4 more years!
So where are you from? Japan?
Japan. We are from Japan.
Awesome. And why? What's brought you to America?
Huh?
Why are you in America? Why do you? What brought you here? Donald Trump?
Yeah. Mr. President.
That's right.
Mr. President. Of course.
All right. How many more years for Donald Trump?
4 years.
4 more years. You got it.
Definitely 4 years.
See.
4 more years.
Arigato. How we doing? My name's Corey with Critical Political Thinking. What brought you out today?
4 more years.
4 more years of Donald Trump?
Yes.
And where are you folks from?
Japan.
Japan? Yeah. What part of Japan? Chiba. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Hi, guys. My name's Corey with Critical Political Thinking. We're at the Eric Trump event here in Dunmore. What brought you out today? Why are you here today?
Oh, well, we want to support Trump, so we think Trump is American president and a world president. We think so. Maybe if Trump wins, maybe the world will peace will come all over the world.
So you hope by Donald Trump being re-elected, he'll continue to bring peace to the entire world?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Especially China and North Korea.
Absolutely. And he has good relations with both, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, guys.
You're
And you guys
welcome.
are from Japan, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And once again, it's Corey with Critical Political Thinking. We are still live here in Dunmore, and we are at the Eric Trump MAGA rally. And what brought you out today?
Well, I want to hear what Eric has to say about his dad.
Awesome. And what do you think? What do you think about his dad?
I think his dad is doing a terrific job.
What especially?
I think with the economy.
The economy?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And where are you from?
I'm from Dunmore.
Dunmore, right here in the hometown.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, buddy.
And how we doing? Again, it's Corey Camasso with Critical Political Thinking. What's your name, sir?
David Carnegie.
Hi, David. And where are you from, David?
Actually, I'm from Panama. I'm visiting here.
Wonderful. And what's brought you in from Panama?
Well, I have folks here, but also I came to support the Trump rally and activities we're doing in this area until the election.
Wonderful.
Together
And
with a Japanese group.
wonderful. And what do you think about Donald Trump from a worldwide perspective?
He's crucial.
And why
I live
is so?
in Panama. If the U.S. goes bad, it's going to affect the whole world. It's going to affect us. I mean, the threat of communism. We have Venezuela just next door, and nobody wants socialism. The kids here are brainwashed. You don't know how bad socialism is. People are eating out of garbage, they're eating their pets, they don't have food in Venezuela. We're invaded by Venezuelans. And you know, we know they have to eat, they have to work, but Panama's a small country, there's only 4 million people. There's only so many you can take.
Absolutely.
They have to clean up their own country. You know, nobody wants Maduro.
Nope.
No?
Not at all.
So we don't want that to happen here. You guys who believe in socialism, you need to wake up because
Absolutely.
It's not a solution.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you so much.
That's why I'm here. We want to re-elect President Trump.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Think about it. Could you imagine if I got $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife? I know I'd be in jail for the rest of my life. I mean, I've already said it. It's amazing. Right? I mean, could you imagine if I was making $83,000 a month sitting on the board of a natural gas company where I didn't speak the language, in a country where I did not, he doesn't speak Ukrainian. He doesn't know anything about oil and gas. In fact, he did a 60 Minutes interview. He came out and he goes, they asked him that question. Do you know anything about oil and gas? No, not really. Do you think you would have the job if it wasn't for your father who was vice president? No, I don't think I'd have the job. I mean, can you believe this corruption? And then Stephanopoulos won't even ask the question the other night. It's kind of like baffling to me. Guys, this is what we're running against. We are running against the most unequal scales of justice in the history of this country, and people are starting to see it, and Americans are fed up with it. His average speech is 4 minutes long, so say he was 2 minutes into it, you would have had another 100 million people die for every minute he was giving. I mean, guys, is this really the best and brightest of the Democratic Party? I mean, it can't...
Yeah, it's obviously the best they've
I
done.
know, Dave maybe really is the best and brightest of the...
Definitely.
Hey guys, let me ask you a question. Why is it that the media never talks about the cities and the places they govern, right? So you see Nancy Pelosi. She governs a district that is a total disaster. Homelessness, drugs, crime, high taxes. You can't walk down the street with your kids without walking over a hypodermic needle. And then you look at, then you look at Maxine Waters and look at her district, and then you look at Kamala Harris. Look at her district. It's kind of really interesting. The highest taxes in the world, the most drugs, the most crime. Why does the media never bring that up? Yet the places that are safe, the places that are well run, Scranton, Pennsylvania, a lot of other places, a lot of places in Pennsylvania, a lot of places in Florida, a lot of places in Ohio, they never give these people a chance. It's kind of amazing. So you'll have somebody in there in government for 40 years who lives in an absolute mansion. Look at Maxine Waters' house. Look at Nancy Pelosi's house. You know the salary of a senator, do you know what it is? $174,000 a year. Before you leave here, Google Joe Biden's house and tell me whether or not Joe Biden can afford his house.
Which one?
Based on that salary.
Which house?
Seriously.
The one in Rehoboth?
Sure. You're making my point, Dave Weber. You're making my damn point. Can he afford that house in Wilmington, Delaware, let alone any other real estate that he owns, on the salary he gets? And I can tell you after you see the picture of his house, he can't, guys. He can't. This is what we're running against. We're running against the greatest corruption in the world. And we're running against a party that wants to limit your free speech. You see what Twitter's been doing over the last couple days? You see what Facebook's been doing? I'll give you a little secret. So we sign up for all of Joe Biden's emails. No secret. I mean, he does the same for us, all right? So we'll create a fake, Gmail account or AOL account or whatever it may be, and we'll sign up for his emails. We want to see what he's sending out. And he signs up for our emails because he wants to see what's sending out. You know what's really interesting? When we sign up for his emails and we sign up for our emails, a little tab pops out at the bottom under ours only. And it says, would you like to unsubscribe from the Trump emails? Guess who doesn't have a tab pop under it? Joe Biden's emails. And guys, every single day, I posted a video on the way over here. He was giving a speech, he had no one. I mean, he didn't have this front row here. There was no one. And he had a teleprompter the size of that truck, and he's talking to the teleprompter. We must get this person real. I mean, there's literally no one there watching him. And so I posted a video. I go, isn't it amazing that a guy needs a teleprompter? I don't have a teleprompter here. I don't have any notes. Isn't it amazing that a guy needs a teleprompter and he's speaking to 7 people? My father doesn't use teleprompters. We don't use teleprompters in our crowds. This crowd's about 50 times as big as Joe Biden's crowd, right? Isn't that, it's kind of incredible, isn't it? This is what we're dealing with, guys. So anyway, I posted this great video, and 15 minutes later, Twitter took it down. They took down the video. They didn't want it to be seen. That was just this morning. Guys, the smears that they run every single day is disgusting. So they want to take away your First Amendment. They want to take away your Second Amendment. I can tell you as a very proud gun owner who grew up shooting in this very county with some guys over there, I can tell you they're not taking away our Second Amendment rights. I promise you that. And
Not happening. They're going to have to pry him.
they're not taking our Second Amendment. And by the way, we've got a great justice who's about to be confirmed in about 3 days.
Amen.
How freaking good has she been?
Amazing.
It was like the coolest moment in political. If you're a political like history dork, like we have to have become. We didn't care about politics before about 3.5 years ago. We were like apolitical. But it's one of the coolest moments in the history of politics. A senator asked her, "Ma'am, could we please see your notes? Could we please see what's?" And she picks up this blank piece of paper, and she just smirks. I mean, she is so much smarter than anybody. She's so much smarter than anybody up there. It's incredible. She was running circles around them. Every one of these senators, they have these binders. It's like, you saw this, right? They have these binders. If asked this question, here's how you respond. You ask her this, and if she says yes to this, you follow up with this, right? Her staffers spent weeks putting this stuff together. And she's sitting there running circles around them. But by the way, she's going to be somebody, make no mistake, who is going to preserve our Second Amendment rights, which we all cherish, and which Pennsylvania cherishes.
Amen.
And then you look at religious liberty. What is it with the Democrats going after God? And by the way, guys, this isn't even the Democrats. Honestly, this isn't Republicans versus Democrats. It's right versus wrong. It's good guys versus bad guys. It is. JFK, if he were alive today, would be sitting front row with us right now. There's just no question about it.
Yes!
But what is it about the radical left who wants to go after religion?
They hate God.
Well, it's actually true. I mean, they brag about the fact that they're the party of the atheist, right? I mean, they took out 2 big words out of the Pledge of Allegiance before the DNC. Did everybody see this?
It was disgusting.
They took out the words under God when they gave the Pledge of Allegiance at the Democratic National Convention 3 weeks ago. And by the way, it's actually kind of shocking. I was watching and I go, wow, they're starting with the Pledge of Allegiance. They're really trying to get brownie points. I mean, they've tried to get rid of the Pledge of Allegiance in schools. They've tried to get rid of the Pledge of Allegiance in town hall meetings, in local counties, in local elections. They've tried to get rid of the Pledge of Allegiance everywhere. So they get up there, they're trying to get brownie points. They go up there, they say the Pledge of Allegiance, but they take out the words under God in it. They try and get rid of, in God we trust on our currency. Why is that? It's actually kind of true. It's amazing. They want to strip faith out of schools. They want to keep liquor stores open, but they want to shut down churches. Why is that? Do you remember Obama used to run around and he used to say, all those people in the flyover states, they cling to their guns and their Bibles. Does everybody remember that? Yeah. That sounds pretty good to me. I'll cling to guns and
Proud
Bibles.
of it. Proud of it.
And guys, just the term. They literally use the term flyover states. Think about that term. Meaning, if you don't live in California and you don't live in either New York City, because upstate New York to them is considered flyover country, right? Yeah. If you don't live in New York City or you don't live in Washington, D.C., you're considered a quote-unquote flyover state. Is that not the most demeaning term in the world? But that's what these people do. And so they want to get rid of freedom of speech. They want to get rid of your Second Amendment. They want to increase your taxes by $4 trillion. Not only do they want to reverse all my father's tax cuts, which brought manufacturing and brought businesses back to life and actually allowed... By the way, Jimmy here knows it better than anybody owning this company. Brought businesses back to life and allowed wages to go through the roof. It created record low unemployment. They want to get rid of the tax cuts my father put in. Then they want to put another $4 trillion a year of tax cuts in there. Who here has a 401k or an IRA or a pension plan? By the way, those things are gone. They're gone. Savings accounts are gone because the stock markets would be gone if they ever did that. So they want to increase your taxes. They want to get rid of religion. They want to ban plastic straws. Remember 6 months ago, their big focus was they didn't give a damn about fixing an educational system in this country, but they wanted to ban plastic straws. That's like, that was the highlight. And I'm not sure if you saw Kamala Harris come out last week. She says, we want to limit the amount of red meat people eat. This is real. She wants to limit the amount of red meat people eat. And guys, you can't make this up. And you look at my father on the other hand. And by the way, last but not least, law enforcement. Abolish the police. Defund law enforcement. The police in this country are the greatest men and women in the world. Guys, they are the greatest men and women in the world. In fact, I was just over at the Troopers Barracks, and this whole movement to ostracize police, to demoralize police, to defund police, You know, they did that in my home city in New York. I'm almost embarrassed to call it my home city. They took $1 billion out of the NYPD, and they decided to get rid of our lovely mayor. The worst mayor in the country, honestly. He's terrible. He got rid of all undercover law enforcement in New York City.
Oh.
So you know what happened? In 90 days, crime went up by 300%.
Yeah.
Does that surprise anybody?
No.
Think about that. You demoralize people, you strip their budgets to nothing, you get rid of all undercover law enforcement, and crime goes through the roof. And guys, these guys are fine with it. The far left's fine with it. Look at Seattle, look at Portland, look at Minneapolis, look at Chicago, now look at New York. They've let these cities burn. They've let Antifa literally throw bricks at law enforcement officers. They were throwing pipes. They would take pieces of PVC, sharpen the end, and they would throw it at cops. And you know what? They wouldn't even denounce it. They wouldn't even say it's wrong. They were taking lasers and shining it in the eyes of our incredible law enforcement officers and blinding them permanently, meaning they go home to their husband or wife. They can no longer see, and no one talks about it. No one talks about it. In fact, CNN, they talk about the peaceful protesters as they're throwing Molotov cocktails into churches in Washington, D.C. They do. I mean, truthfully, they do. Guys, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. And then you look at my father, on the other hand, and you look what he wants. Very simple. Very simple. Greatest economy in the world. Lowest unemployment. He wants manufacturing back in this country. He doesn't want the United States of America to get ripped off. We were getting ripped off by everyone. We were getting ripped off by China. We were getting ripped off by Mexico. We were getting ripped off by NATO. We were getting ripped off by the European Union. We were getting ripped off by the World Health Organization. I mean, I could go down the list for about 45 minutes. We were getting ripped off by everyone around the world. And guess what? We're not getting ripped off anymore. We're not getting ripped off anymore. You know, we'll get 4 more years, trust me. You know, guys, I'll never forget my father. I'll never forget watching this with my father. We're watching TV one day, and Obama went over to China. Does anybody remember this? He lands in China.
Yeah.
Air Force One comes taxiing up. There wasn't a single person there to meet the plane. No one from the government. No red carpets. No marching bands. And, by the way, they didn't even bring a staircase up to the plane. This is a true story. He came out the emergency exit of Air Force One. That's the level of respect that the world had for the United States under the last administration. They go around the world apologizing for the greatness of America. Guys, we don't apologize for the greatness of this country anymore. We don't. We're the best damn country on earth. We're the best country on earth. We don't apologize to it. And I'll never forget my father sitting there, and he goes, you know what, if that was me, if I was on the plane, if I was commander-in-chief, this was before he won, he goes, I'd just walk up to the cockpit, I'd say, Captain, refuel this plane, let's get the hell out of here, we're going back to the United States of America. And then you look at the military. One of the first stories he told me when he first got in, a general literally came up to him, one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and he goes, you know, sir, whatever you do, please don't start any conflicts. We as a country are almost out of ammunition, meaning the military was almost out of ammunition. Our stockpiles were totally depleted. And my father goes, wait. Say that again. Sir, we are almost out of ammunition as a country. None of you guys are out of ammo, that much I can tell you. No one in this audience. Kurt and Elmo over there and Dave Weber who live right here, none of those guys are out of ammunition, that much I can tell you. All right?
Not happening.
Yeah, and all these countries that detest us. Yeah. Why are we conveying weakness to all these countries? And guys, this is why he ran. Honestly, it's this incompetence. So now you've got the greatest military in the world. You're building aircraft carriers, you're building submarines, you see the F-35s rolling off. You see Space Force. Does anybody like Space Force? So new satellites and new ultrasonic weapons, and we've got more freaking ammo than we've ever had at any time in history. He's rebuilt the military, $721 million a year. The largest pay increase 3 times in a row for our men and women in uniform. He took care of the veterans. He fixed the VA. Criminal justice reform, peace in the Middle East. I mean, why did it take a real estate developer who knew nothing about politics to come out?
Drain the swamp!
Well, he is. There's no question about it. I'll get to that in 1 second. But why did it take a real estate developer who knew nothing about politics to create criminal justice reform. Why didn't Obama do it?
They're corrupt!
And
Too much money in his pocket.
Why didn't Biden do it? Biden's been there for 47 years, and then he goes around blaming the problems of this nation on my father. Why didn't Biden fix this problem?
It didn't fill his pockets.
And does anybody really believe that after 47 years, that all of a sudden in his 48th year, this guy has a secret recipe to fixing the country? Does anybody believe that? Like, does anybody really believe that this guy saved all his best ideas for the 48th year and is just going to magically come out and appear?
47 months to 47 years.
So I did an event last night with Lou Holtz, right? Amazing guy with the coach, right? Would you say the best of all times college football?
Yeah!
And so there is no bigger fan of my father's than Coach Holtz. He comes out and he introduces me, and I get up there and I go, Coach, I want to ask you a question. By the way, we share the same birthday. I thought that was pretty cool. I go, I want to ask you a question. Which position would Joe Biden play on your team? No, honestly, the whole crowd shouted that. The whole crowd goes, water boy.
Mascot.
Mascot!
Mascot.
And the coach actually stands up. He goes, no, on my team, Joe Biden wasn't qualified to be the water boy. No, he goes, he wouldn't have a spot on my team. He wasn't qualified to be the water boy on my team. And guys, you know, we're just having fun, but really, does anybody believe that after 47, I'm 37, so the guy has been in office 10 years longer than I've been alive. Think about that stat. 10 years longer than I've been alive, and all of a sudden now he has the magic sauce.
Never
to fix
gonna
his
happen.
country. He doesn't know what state he's in. He doesn't leave the basement. He's got the worst work ethic of any person I've ever seen in my life. I mean, here we are doing 5 states a day. And this guy yesterday at 8:15 in the morning, his campaign manager came out and said, the vice president has put a lid on it today. It's like, it's 8:15 in the morning. I guarantee you not a person out here put a quote-unquote lid on it at 8:15 in the morning. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is the work ethic of these politicians, guys. And so, you see what my father's done with prescription drugs. You see what he's done with peace in the Middle East. Countries that hated you.
Amen.
Moving the embassy to Jerusalem, cutting regulations, lowering taxes.
The list is endless.
And guys, he does this every day despite getting punched in the face every single day. He wakes up, we all do frankly, but he gets hit. They tried to impeach him, they tried to weaponize the DOJ, they tried to weaponize the FBI, they tried to destroy Kavanaugh's life. I mean, these people are willing to do anything. They're willing to do absolutely anything for power.
Cheaters.
And it's really amazing. My father's the one guy who didn't need this job. Trust me, my father's life would be exponentially better. All of our lives, frankly, would be exponentially better not
Thank you, though.
doing this. In fact, I'd probably be in a tree stand with these guys right now with my bow on my lap, all right? Where are hunters out here? All right, we've got a couple. We've got a couple out here. Trust me, my life would be exponentially better as my father's life would be, but we love this country, guys. We love this country.
We love you.
And make no mistake, guys, somebody's looking down, because if somebody wasn't looking down from above, we wouldn't have had a chance in the world, and I mean that sincerely.
That's right! Thank you! Thank you, God!
You know, Hillary,
We love Trump! We love Trump! We love you! We love you! We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump! We love Trump!
guys, that's the chant that makes it all worth it. I mean it. That's the chant that makes it all worth it. You know, back in the day, it was like, you know, it was lock her up, which was a funny chant. I talked about this all. Everybody liked the chant lock her up, right? And then out of respect for the kids, yeah, I know, yeah, by the way, so are we. Yeah, that makes 2 of us, all right? That makes a lot of us.
Yeah.
And then you have the chant CNN. I won't say it because I see a beautiful little girl in the audience right there, so I won't say it in front of her, but you had the chant CNN, you know what, right? And then you had a big chant out there, you know, build the wall. That was always a great chant. Guys, when they started chanting a couple weeks ago, when my father was in Arizona and North Carolina, when they started chanting, "We love you," guys, that makes it all worth it. It really does. It's made everything that we've had to go through as a family, it's made it all worth it. It really has.
Thank you, Eric.
And believe me, God is on our side in this election. God and faith are absolutely on our side in this election.
Amen.
Because guys, if you look at 2016, we didn't know what we were doing. We were real estate people. We run companies. We knew nothing about politics. I didn't know what a caucus was. I didn't know the process of caucusing as I'm going through the Iowa caucuses to speak in front of thousands of people. And it was like me speaking and Jeb Bush speaking and Ben Carson was speaking and Marco Rubio, and I'm literally asking one of the staffers on the way to the caucus, can you please explain what this whole thing is? Sir, you're going to stand on one side and you're going to tell an audience of several thousand people why your father would be better than them, and then they're going to speak. I go, who's they? And Jeb Bush. I go, Jeb Bush actually knows something about politics, right? He's done this his entire life. You better believe, we raised $300 million. Hillary raised $1.5 billion. And we didn't know what we were doing. And you better believe that somebody was watching down on us and somebody had their hand on us. And I really believe that there's a second religious revival going to happen in this country. I really do. I really do. So guys, just in closing, we love you.
We love you!
You've got to get out and vote. You know, I'm very mad at all of you guys. I'm very, very mad at all of you guys because we only got 49% in this county. Now the next highest I think was Romney at what, 23% or something? What was it, Kurt?
24.
I'm sorry. Romney had 24. We got 49%. So I'm very, very mad at you. We got to win it this time, guys. We're gonna win.
Going red, baby!
And actually, it's kind of funny. I think Dave was saying this, or somebody was saying this to me. The actual margin that we won this county by was actually the margin that we won the state by. It's kind of an interesting thing. Meaning the delta between what Romney got and where we ended up finishing up, which was like 24 points higher than Romney. That's actually the margin that we won the state by. And I'm telling you, I've never seen more flags. I've never seen more yard signs. This army over here has literally distributed, what, 40,000?
60!
I'm sorry. That was a Joe Biden moment. You've distributed
60,000
signs. 60,000 signs in the county. You guys are warriors and we love you. Kurt and Dave and Elmo and everybody, we love you guys. We truly do. Thank you for all you guys do. But guys, get out there and vote. Vote like our lives depend on it, because they do. Honestly, this other party, this isn't the Democratic Party. This is an unrecognizable party. What they would do to this country,
socialist
how they would attack
garbage.
the Supreme Court, what they would do to our economy, how they would attack faith, how they would attack our Second Amendment. It's unthinkable. They would literally put 10 liberal Supreme Court justices on the bench. Guys, we're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that happen, I promise you.
Not happening.
And so we'll leave it with this. Over the next 18 days, I promise we are going to be the first faces you see in the morning. We're going to be the last you see at night. You're going to get so freaking sick of us. But guys, they have no work ethic on that side. They don't know what work ethic is. They have no work ethic. We are going to work them into the ground, and we are going to do it as a family, and we're going to do it as a country. And as a family, guys, we will never, ever let you down. We will never, ever let Pennsylvania down. We love you. Thank you to Jimmy. Thank you to the whole family for having us here. It's a great honor. God bless all of you. God bless Pennsylvania. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you guys very much.